Welcome to the WBC Arena, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Todd Grisham, and watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
It's time for our tale of the tape. One of the best to ever do it. Carl, the Cobra Froch, 6'1" tall with a 75.2-inch reach. And he'll be facing St. George Groves. This former super middleweight world champion stands 6 foot tall with a reach of 183.
We'll be talking about this fight for years to come. This is one of those classic fights that everybody wants to see.
Carl the Cobra Froch, one of the greatest super middleweight champions of all time, fighting out of Nottingham, United Kingdom. St. George Groves. This London, England native always brings the pain. He's a former super middleweight world champion and still believes he can get back on top.
I'm so excited for this fight. There is no nonsense here.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, introducing from Nottingham, England, a super middleweight champion of the world, Carl the Cobra Froch. Fighting out of the blue corner, a European, British, and Commonwealth super middleweight title holder from London, England, a super middleweight champion of the world, St. George Groves.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
This is going to be that fight. This is what people are going to be talking about forever and a day.
Under the bright lights here for this one. Really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Can't find a home with that jab. That jab had to hurt. One of the great rivalries in English boxing history is renewed in this one. It's Groves versus Froch, Part 3.
So let's go to the history of these two fighters. First fight, Carl Froch was put down. We were shocked. The whole world was shocked. You look ringside, people were choking on their beer. Then you stopped him, I think it was round 7, round 8. George Groves was upset with the referee because he didn't think he should have been stopped. That's when the trouble started. Froch was booed out of the ring. They threw coins at him, they threw beer at him, they did everything, they abused him. Walked in a hero, walked out a zero. Fight number 2, Wembley Stadium. 80,000 people. 80,000 people, you would never ever believe it in your life. But Carl Froch will make sure you never forget it, because we remind you every time you interview.
A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Froch in trouble. No, we don't see a knockdown. Defense
is everything, because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again. So for
very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talking about Froch in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that.
You're doing good, Coach. You're doing good.
There's the bell for round 2. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Perfect counter shot. Beautiful counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. misses with that jab. And he caught George Groves big there. St. George is down. And that body shot folded him like an old T-shirt.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
One, two, three, four. You still want to fight?
So back into the fray again, but how much do they have left?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
We need to pick things up here in the second half of the round.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen, now it's down to them doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
Straight right just misses. Good counter punching. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them. Grows in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be we just saw.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Mate, what are you doing? Come on, switch on, switch on. You've been coasting.
You were thinking, you were smart. You weren't loading up, but you were still letting...
Don't worry about our round. Let's go out there.
Let's get it started in round 3. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Just misses with that uppercut. They have no respect for each other's punching power. They exchange punches. Is he going to punch himself out, though? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. To be a judge in this fight, as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. Drop their guard, they get caught. Jab misses. The straight right just misses. And the Cobra is down. That punch to the head looks so good live. Let's see it again in slow motion and really appreciate it.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two, three, four. Are you okay?
So about Froch in that one.
I need you to focus on that.
And there's the bell to start round 4. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Tried to score with the uppercut. for with that hook that missed. There's a counter shot. That jab won't score. Well done with that counter shot. A swing and a miss with the right hook. George Groves stumbling backwards. He couldn't take it anymore, and down goes St. George. I don't care who you are when you get caught.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
But now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up.
Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. Let's talk about Groves in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath, thought, right, brush it off, get on with it.
Switching off. Now it's a tougher fight.
Back into the fray here in round 5. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Got out of the way of that right hook. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A lot of effort being exerted here. Look how they're covering up their body now. They know it's been exposed. Very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Still about Froch in that last round. Here we go in the 6th round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
The perfect counter lands. No rest for the weary. Can't land the jab there. This is been a very competitive round between these. And finally, Froch goes down. I think that will look even more dramatic in slow motion.
A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Apparently, it's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
How about that time counter? Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. Talking about Froch in that last round. Here we go. It's round 7. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
Oh, listen to me.
Oh, George Groves finally crumbles to the canvas. As you can see, it was a hit to the head that did it. Let's watch it again.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
Not many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself. The crowd enjoyed it. The fighters enjoyed it.